And at some point, you have to make the case with evidence. I want you to imagine, look, good case makers are not full of themselves. They're self-effacing. John is incredibly self-effacing. Why? Because we're going to have a ton of time in front of the jury. And we want the jury during this trial to be focused on the evidence we introduce and the testimony of witnesses. What we don't want is for the jury to be focused on the jerk who's the attorney. So we're not going to be a jerk. We want to be invisible. We don't want to draw the attention to ourselves. We want the case to be the case. That makes sense? Because in the end, we don't want them to say yes or no. We want them just to, this is the other thing too. You're only going to see that piece of evidence for a short time. That's it. It's going to be introduced. You're going to see it for a day, then it's going to go away. You're not going to see it again. But that knucklehead who presented that evidence to you, you're going to see him for 6 weeks. So we don't want you to make a decision based on him. We want you to make it based on the evidence, not who's presenting the evidence. Now, why do I say that? Well, you've done some street evangelism, right? You go out on the streets, you make a case to somebody who's never heard the gospel, you're going to be in front of that guy for about 6 minutes. That's one kind of evangelism. They're only going to see you for a short time. But now you've got people in your life that you love who are not believers. And you're going to be at them in Thanksgiving coming up. And they're going to see you all day. And they've been watching you for 20 years. This is why with my dad, my son and I know that we have to continue to model Christ for him. Because if we don't, and he's going to be looking at us for a long time. So we know this burden's on us. So you got to be self-effacing, you got to be gracious. That make sense? You also have to be preemptive. Preemptive. Here's what I mean by that. Do you know that when we get a trial, the defense shows us everything they're going to present in front of the judge before they do it? And we present to the defense everything that we're going to show. There's no surprises in a jury trial. We show them all of our evidence before we even begin. Both sides show each other. They're supposed to, at least. And that's called discovery. So by the time we get to trial and there's a piece of evidence that's brought in, I don't care who brings it in. When this guy shows it to the jury, there's really no surprise. It's not like on TV, I got this new piece of evidence that no one's ever seen before. No, there are no surprises in jury trials because both sides already know what the other side's going to present. We know everything there is to know about that wazoo piece of evidence, and we know everything there is to know about this knucklehead who's presenting it. We do our research on him, too. Why do I say that to you? Because it turns out that you have a burden as a Christian to do some discovery. They already know your side. The culture already knows they're post-Christian right now. So you have a case, right? They're making a case against Christianity all the time. And you could actually read it if you wanted to. Do you know what these people are writing about Christianity right now? They're saying some pretty amazing things. You should know what they're saying. How will you know how to respond if you don't know what they're saying? There's an amount of discovery that has to be done for you guys, too. You need to know everything about these bad ideas, and you need to know everything about the people who hold those bad ideas. It's the same as in a jury trial. You cannot do your case effectively if you don't know what they're saying.